What happened, Neil? What happened? Chappie is the third feature-length film from director and writer Neil Blomkamp, the same guy who gave us District 9 and Elysium. Chappie takes place in a time where the Johannesburg police have been replaced by robots, or scouts as the movie refers them as. They are basically designed to police the city, take out gangs without any human casualties, and they're affordable to make. So the guy who creates the scouts has been working on an AI chip to give artificial intelligence to one of the robots. He takes a robot that was damaged and set to be crushed against his boss's will and gives it AI, but he and the robot eventually get kidnapped by a gang played by real-life South African rappers Ninja and Yolandi, as there are other forces out there who want to find Chappie and destroy him by any means. Now, as I've mentioned before in my top 10 science fiction films, and probably my Elysium review, I think District 9 is a masterpiece. It's one of the best movies the year it came out. It's smart, it's amazing to look at visually, and you believe this world for costing $30 million and looking like a $100 million movie. It's amazing. Elysium had its moments, but overall I thought was disappointing, but you can check out my Elysium review from 2 years before if you want to know what I think of that movie. And now with Chappie, I think I finally understand the pain that a lot of people felt as they watched M. Night Shyamalan's career just go downhill. Because this is a goddamn mess. Can't even believe that Chappie's directed by the same guy, or even written by the same guy, because the same guy who made us believe in the world of District 9 managed to make this seem so fake and really just unconvincing. There's almost nothing in this movie that is worthwhile. The dialogue is cliched and terrible. The writing is nonsensical. The actors, okay, you have, in terms of your main actors, you have Dev Patel from Slumdog Millionaire, Hugh Jackman and Sigourney Weaver, who have proven themselves to be really good in the past. And here, they are decent despite the crappy material they're given to work with. But then you have the other side, where you have the South African rappers, Ninja and Yolandi, who are god-awful. Like, here's a rule that I think people should follow. Unless a rapper is actually trained to be an actor, or if they started out as an actor and had a small rap career like Will Smith did, then they should not act. Rappers cannot act in movies at all. And the same thing goes here. They are just awful. And to top it all off, you despise these people. These are the people who are supposed to raise Chappie. And I think I got the point of, it's a message of how gangs can corrupt the youth, and Chappie has to kind of learn from his mistakes. And you're supposed to think that, okay, Chappie's going to learn from his mistakes. He's going to turn on the gang members and kill them. But that doesn't even happen. There's a point in the movie where the leader of the gang, Ninja, is supposed to be this sociopath who doesn't give a shit about human life, but then they pull this bullshit at the end where you're supposed to care about him, even though through the entire movie, we just like, I don't give a shit. And this is absolutely the wrong way to portray a sociopath in a movie. If you take Jake Gyllenhaal from Nightcrawler, they didn't ask you to feel sympathy for that guy. You don't like him at all, and the movie stuck by that rule. The only time a sociopath has ever been likable, and maybe for the wrong reasons, in any form of media, is Trevor Phillips.
Listen, even your parents can't stand.
And even then, with Grand Theft Auto 5 and Trevor Phillips, they stuck to that character. He didn't change. He didn't really develop through the movie, and that's the way it should be. Here, it's like, it's trying to give Ninja some sort of development to be redeemable, but you can't. And above all, it's like you were praying for this guy to get killed. This movie is just littered with so many problems that I would probably go on forever. I mean, I mentioned the terrible script, the cliche dialogue. The music at points was just overblown. And when I found out that Hans Zimmer was the one who did the score, I was like, well, that explains a lot. And I'm actually starting to get to the point where I kind of don't like Hans Zimmer anymore. I'm sick of him. I think he's everywhere. I'd like him to do something neat and original, like Interstellar, was a kind of unique score for him. This is just cliched Hans Zimmer that I'm sick of. It sounds cool at points, but there are points in this movie where, like, some guy's typing on a keyboard and it has to go just generic Hans Zimmer bombastic. Now let's talk about the character of Chappie. Sharlto Copley provides the voice for Chappie and does motion capture for him. And he does a decent job with the material that's given. He starts out the movie with the mind of a child and then gradually learns more things. You want to see Chappie kind of be the hero of the day and be the heart of the movie, but it doesn't help when he's taken up by the gangsters, steals cars, threatens people, and is just a major dick through the whole movie. And when you really don't care about your main character, that's a problem. And in terms of his design, this film, like District 9, was based off a short that Blomkamp did before he did District 9. And that short is on YouTube and it's actually pretty cool. And it does show that the movie has some cool ideas. But one of the things that just kind of gets rehashed is the design of Chappie. It's like, okay, it was based off a short film, and so it has to abide by the look of the robots in that short. But the robots in Elysium and the robots here in Chappie look identical. It's like, can Neil Blomkamp just recycle the same robot designs in each movie? It's a mess. Now, before I wrap up, is there anything at all I did like? Well, as much as I'm shitting on this movie, I have to give credit to Neil Blomkamp for being one of those guys who can make CG in a real world look very convincing on a small budget. Because this movie cost $50 million to make, which is $20 million above District 9, and still managed to look pretty impressive. There are some movies out there that cost $100 million that don't look anywhere near as good as others, and it's nice to see that on a small budget Neil Blomkamp can make this stuff look good. And the first action scene I thought was pretty cool, but that's about it. Chappie is just an absolute train wreck. I'm not even mad at the movie. I'm just like, I'm disappointed, which it's one of those things where it's like, you know how your father, when he says, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. That's like the worst thing you can hear from anyone. So I don't want to give up hope on Neil Blomkamp yet, but I'm very worried about the Alien movie he's going to do. But as for Chappie, I want to give it credit for some of the cool ideas that it had. When you actually look at this movie, you can see it has some good ideas, but in the long run, for the life of me, cannot recommend anyone to go see this. So Chappie is a movie that you should not waste your money on at all. If you have to see it, wait till it comes on iTunes to rent it, but that's about it. This is just a disaster. I hope Neil Blomkamp doesn't go the way of M. Night Shyamalan. I really don't, because this guy made such a big splash. I want him to make something as incredible as District 9. I hope his Alien movie blows us all away. I hope it does, but after Chappie, I don't have hope anymore. So that's my review for Chappie. Leave a comment and tell me what you thought of the movie if you've seen it. Like, subscribe, go check out my video blog channel. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, go like my Facebook page, and this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one.